so beautiful. You look like a heroic portrait of Andrew Jackson I once saw.
No way. That man was skinny as hell.
But you haven't even seen my portrait.
Why the hell did you cut your wrists? There must be a safer way.
Is there a safe way to cut your wrist? I mean, save yourself? Kill yourself? How long was I gone this time?
You're gone for about 3 hours. How long?
3 hours? I was gone for 8 months.
8? No wonder you cut your wrists.
Where's my bag?
Here. What are you going to do, Dana?
I don't know.
What did he do to finally make you cut your wrists?
Nothing to me. He sold a slave when there was no need for him to. Maybe he'll never be as hard as his father, but he's a man of his word.
It doesn't seem to me that you have such a difficult decision to make.
But I do. I talked to Carrie about it once, and she said that if I let Rufus die, families would be separated.
She might be sold with her children if they're young, but I don't doubt anyone who would bother to keep her and her husband together. Someone would buy her and breed her to a new man.
So you can see, my decision isn't as easy as you thought.
Dana, you know someday you're going to have to stop carrying that thing around with you and come back to real life.
I think you've got something to say to me, and I should hear it clearly.
You don't want to hear anything.
No, I don't, but I'm going to, aren't I?
Dana, after 2 weeks.
It was 8 days, time before last, and about 3 hours last time.
How old was he last time?
He turned 25 when I was there last, but though I'll never be able to prove it, I turned 27.
He's grown up. Do you remember what he said just before he tried to shoot you?
No, I had other things on my mind.
He said, "You're not going to leave me."
Yes, that sounds about right.
It didn't sound right to me.
I mean, it sounds like what he said. I don't have any control over what he says.
But still, it sounds more like what I'm saying to you if you were leaving.
Would you?
You know what I mean.
Say what you mean. I can't answer you unless you say it.
What's he done to you?
Sent me to the field, had me beaten, made me spend nearly 8 months sleeping on the floor of his mother's room, sold people. He's done plenty, but the worst of it was to other people. He hasn't raped me, Kevin. He understands, though. You don't seem to. That for him, that would be a form of suicide.
You mean there's something you could do to kill him, after all?
Tell me you believe I'm lying to you.
Look, if anything did happen, I could understand it. I know how it was back then, and Rufus' attitude towards you.
Was sensible most of the time. He knew I could kill him just by turning my back at the right moment. And he believed that I wouldn't have him because I loved you. He said something like that once. He was wrong, but I never told him so.
Tell me.
When I saw Tess tied to that coffle, I thought that could be me standing there, a rope around my neck, waiting to be led away like someone's dog. I'm not property, Kevin. I'm not a horse or a sack of wheat. If I have to accept limits on my freedom for Rufus' sake, then he also has to accept limits on his behavior towards me. He has to leave me enough control to make my own life, to make living look better to me than killing or dying.
Have you decided what you're going to do about Rufus?
You know, it's not only about what happens to the slaves that worries me. If I turn my back on him, it's what might happen to me.
You'll be finished, period.
I might be finished, period. I might not be able to get home.
Your coming home has never had anything to do with him. You'll come home when your life is in danger.
But how do I come home? Is the power mine, or do I tap some power in him? All this started with him, after all. I don't know whether I need him or not, and I don't know until he's not around.
Dana, we can't stay cooped up in this house while waiting for something that isn't...
Whoa, what the hell are you doing here?
I don't know, you're the one that calls me.
Come here.
Dana, what are you doing back here? What has Master Riff done now?
I'm not sure, but sir, Alice is dead.
Oh Lord, he finally killed her?
I don't know. I think she did it to herself, hung herself. I just took her down.
He did it? Even if he didn't put the rope around her, he done it. He drove it to her.
What did he do? Joe and Hagar.
What do you care about that?
But he did care. He was going to... Why would he do such a thing?
She ran off. You must have known. You and her like sisters. Dana, where is she?
In the barn. When she ran, did he beat her? No, Fred Rufus.
Come in, Dana.
How could you do it, Ruf? Your son and your daughter. How could you sell them?
I didn't.
But
She ran away.
I know.
We were getting along, you know. You were here. It was good. Once when you were gone, she came into my room. She came on her own.
Ruf?
Everything was alright. I even went on with Joe's lessons. I told her I would free both of them.
She didn't believe you. You would have put it in writing. You need to write those papers. Those freedom papers.